Maxi and the Mail Carrier. It was a hot summer day, the sun shining all day long, and the garden felt like an oven. Maxi, the confident young dog, usually loved romping around in the garden, but today it was just too warm for him. His white fur glistened in the sun, and he noticed he couldn't run around as long as he usually did. Suddenly, he heard footsteps on the garden path and saw a figure in the distance. Maxi could hardly believe his eyes. A woman with a large bag and a wide-brimmed hat was approaching the house. To Maxi, she looked creepy, almost like a monster. He felt threatened and started barking loudly to scare away the perceived danger. He jumped up and down, his heart pounding wildly. However, the woman remained calm and continued to approach. Tina heard Maxi's loud barking and quickly ran out of the house. She saw the mail carrier and waved to her cheerfully to greet her. Maxi didn't understand the world anymore. Why was Tina so friendly to this creepy being? Tina knelt beside Maxi and petted him soothingly. "Maxi, this is just the mail carrier," she explained gently. "She brings us letters and packages. She's not a threat." Maxi looked skeptical, but Tina's voice calmed him a little. The mail carrier smiled at Maxi, but he remained cautious. Tina thanked the mail carrier and took the letters. Maxi watched the scene closely. The next day was very warm again, and Maxi was once more looking for a cool spot. Dogs can't sweat like humans to cool down. Instead, they pant to regulate their body temperature. Maxi knew he had to drink a lot to avoid overheating. He found the only shady spot in the garden under a pine tree. But the tree's needles always pricked him, which was very uncomfortable. Maxi lay down anyway to rest. He sighed and thought back to the previous day. Suddenly, he heard footsteps on the garden path again. His ears perked up, and he became alert once more. This time, Maxi tried to stay calm when the mail carrier came again. But when she dropped the letters into the creaky mailbox, he got so scared that he barked loudly again. He hadn't heard that noise before, and it sounded spooky. Tina came running out again and calmed Maxi. "Everything is okay, Maxi," she said softly, scratching him behind the ears. "The mailbox just makes a noise. It's nothing bad." Maxi looked up at Tina and wagged his tail slightly. He trusted her, even though he was still unsure. The mail carrier smiled again and then walked on. Maxi watched her until she was out of sight. Over the weekend, it was very warm again, and Maxi had to drink water all day to cool down. Dogs sweat through their tongues, which is why some dogs pant a lot. When a dog pants, it means they are hot, and that was the case with Maxi. After lunch, the mail carrier came by again, this time with a huge package. Maxi found this very spooky because he had never seen such a big box. He immediately ran to Tina and barked excitedly. Tina took the package and opened it curiously. Maxi was both excited and a little scared. Tina calmed him down again and smiled. When Tina opened the package, Maxi was overjoyed. Inside the package was a doghouse. Maxi could hardly believe it and jumped up and down with joy. He licked Tina's face and wagged his tail vigorously. Tina laughed and said, "This is for you, Maxi, your own doghouse." Maxi was thrilled and sniffed curiously at the new house. Tina explained that he should thank the mail carrier for the great gift. Maxi thought for a moment and then ran to the mail carrier, who was still nearby. He nuzzled her and now knew she was his friend. Maxi was no longer afraid of her. Tina placed the doghouse in the garden in a shady spot. Maxi explored the house and found it great. Finally, he had a cozy shady spot in the garden. This was especially important since it was still very hot. Maxi fetched his favorite bone and hid it in the new house. He felt safe and happy. Maxi now knew he didn't have to be afraid of the mail carrier anymore. She was nice and even brought him gifts. Maxi lay down in his new house and rested. He was glad to have such a great owner like Tina. Maxi learned that not everything unfamiliar is dangerous, and sometimes the best surprises wait behind the unknown.